Hands and eyes. Okay, class, what time is it?
We allow the data to inform the way that we teach, the way that we plan, the way that we assess, and everything is driven by data. The question is, how do you quantify whether or not you are successful? So data quantifies whether or not you're successful. We have to have a certain percentage of students to master a certain percentage of the content to prove that what we're doing is actually working.
The way I build a classroom culture driven by data is making sure that children understand how important it is to track their own success or their lack of success. So I start by really talking about the incentives.
We know that a lot of times our students are not intrinsically motivated, they're extrinsically motivated. So we give them like the t-shirts, we have the proficiency parties, and we really celebrate their success when they're making gains and when they are actually proficient.
If you just get 1 point, what do you get when you go to the proficiency party? You get popcorn. But if you get more than 1 point, you might get popcorn and you might have something added. What do you get added, Antonia?
Nachos and popcorn.
Nachos and popcorn. What is the biggest meal that you get? Hot wings or pizza? Give the children something to look forward to. As teachers, we look forward to being rewarded when we make gains or, when we're recognized and appreciated for our hard work. So when you have something to look forward to, it makes you work a little harder. I am required to have so many students proficient by the end of the year. And I felt like they should know that you are part of a big goal that's not just for you, but it's for me, it's for our school. It helps them keep in mind that I am a part of that 60%. I want to be a part of that 60% that Ms. Hudson can brag on, that helps the school to look good, to show them that we are working hard. What is our big goal? What is our big goal, third grade this year? How many students do I need to be proficient for third grade? Heaven Vaughn. Say that one more time. We need 60% of third graders to be proficient. So that means I need 60 students. That means I need every person in this classroom and some more to be proficient at 80% or more. Okay? The data that's most effective are the tests. The weekly end of the week assessment is a test that really shows them how well they've mastered a skill. And so when they take the CCAP tests that are given by the principal and then they get the district test, they really get to see what their performance looks like and how they're growing, and they're motivated by, moving up the ladder to success. I want to know who is proficient and advanced, who was just one question away, who bombed the test. But if you bomb the test, who is going to make a comeback? I want you to turn and I want you to talk to the people sitting closest to you. And I want you to talk about a problem that you missed. Maybe your neighbor didn't miss that problem. And I want you to discuss what were some of the things that you did wrong? What was something that you didn't understand? Discuss. They know at the end of this assessment, Ms. Hudson is going to project my grade. And at first it was really hard for them because some of their grades were not up to par like they wanted it. But I would encourage them and I say, this is where you are now. But your goal now is to increase this grade, to make gains, and to reach proficiency. So now that they're at a point where their grades are improving, they're excited. So in advance, Roderick is still holding the torch. Roderick Brown, 100%. Alexis Cook, good job, 100%. Sabari, good job. Who is this? Elijah. Give him a hand. Show some love. Good job, Elijah. When I first presented the data folders, they thought that maybe it was something only teachers should do. But once I explained to them that this shows what you know, then they really got into it. And I think when we included the bar graphs, that really motivated them because they set goals based on what they see in their folders. And so now it's just like my own personal portfolio that shows me how well I'm doing in math. As you shade them in, I want you to look at your bars. What do you see? Do you see a trend? We're gonna put you in some small groups and we're gonna make sure that you work on whatever skill it is that you need to work on. I just decided every test that they take, I'm physically going to cut out the problem and place them in groups. And to make it sound fun and not so disappointing, I named it whatever club it is, like Fraction Club or Elapsed Time Club. And so when I started that, it was to make sure that I wasn't wasting my time or their time. If they already know, they get to move on to extended and refined lessons or enrichment. If not, we have to pull back. What club is this?
Elapsed time.
It's Elapsed Time. Why did I put y'all in the Elapsed Time?
Because we need help with elapsed.
Because you need help with the elapsed time. You're coming back to this group every time because that's an area that you know that when you get on the test, you got to work extra hard on. Now highlight test B. Did that number increase? Did you get a larger number?
I did.
You went from 53 to 69. What did you go from?
63 to 72.
63 to what?
72.
72. You went from
6 to 7.
66 to 78.
47 to 75.
47 to 75. And you went from 31 to 84. You have students that come in, they're not familiar with test-taking strategies and what it takes to be successful on tests. So they come in not knowing the importance of how it's going to affect their grade and how we look at them as individuals. So I think what the success that I've had has started with making sure that they understand that your test is a reflection of what you know, how you're performing, how well I'm teaching. This is you telling me your story. It's you telling me that you do understand what's going on with this skill in this class, or you do not. With DEA number 1, you made a 63. But girl, you rocked by the time we came to DEA test number 2. You jumped from 63, which was below basic, to what? A 94. You got your advance. They get motivated because they know once they prove to me that they have mastered a skill, truly mastered a skill, then they get to become special helpers in the classroom. So I had 2 people that I just really want to highlight today, Amelia Galvez and Roderick Brown. They became peer tutors and content managers. One of them gets to teach a small group. One of them gets to go around and make sure that the class is using strategies correctly. It's fun to be able to be the one to go around and say, I am the expert at this skill, and I get to walk around and remind you that I'm the expert at this skill. And the kids get a kick out of it. They hate to have to see a content expert because they forgot to use a skill, and it really motivates them to want to do better. So yeah, they like to be in charge. I'm trying to see, is Heaven gonna top Devasia? Is Jacorian gonna top Roger? And you know you already have picked out some people in here, haven't you? Don't say their name out loud. You already picked some people out, right? You already know I'm gonna get a higher score than this person. So take every test seriously. I feel like if you drive your lessons based on the data, you're really catering to students and their individual needs as well as their small group needs and their whole group needs. And once they get an idea of how important it is to be driven by their own data, then they're self-motivated.